Hey guys, Victoria here and welcome back to FemEd. Today I want to talk about things I do to clear out my mind and to stay sane. I think of it as like minimalism for your mind, because when my mind is clear, I am so much more focused, creative, productive, and just emotionally stable overall. So I'm going to share with you 10 things that I do on a regular-ish basis to help clear all the gunk out of my mind that floats around and can keep me up at night if I don't. So the funny thing about all this is, as I sat down and started making the list, the two things that I know had the biggest impact on me are two things that I have not been doing consistently over the past month. So the top two things that I talk about all the time are meditation and journaling. Meditation I try to do on a daily basis for simply 10 minutes. I can tell a difference in my days. The second thing is starting my days with journaling. I will wake up, I will make a cup of coffee, and I'll sit down, I will spend like 30 to 60 minutes journaling. That right there helps clear it all out and get me ready for the day, and I have not been doing either of those things recently. Kind of a fail by me there, but those are the top two things. The third thing is yoga for me, or some other type of physical activity. I don't always do yoga. I sometimes go walk, ride my bike, longboard, blah, blah, blah. When the only thing you have to focus on is moving your body, and it's so nice to just be able to let go of your to-do list or whatever it is that is like in your brain, and you can just be like, okay, all I have to do right now is, move my body. Not to mention exercise does all these other amazing things for you, so you should probably be doing it. The fourth thing is going out and being in nature. I've said this one before, but I will forget, how much of a difference it makes until I haven't done it for a while. And it is amazing what a little bit of like birds chirping and seeing nothing but like green and trees, just being softer and quieter, especially when you spend your day like in the heart of a city and with all of its noises and craziness. Time slows down when you're out in nature, or at least it does for me. It just slows down. All the cares in the world kind of dissipate a little bit. Nature is a sigh of relief, I suppose, for me. 5 is keeping your house tidy and kind of like free of excess clutter. And I'm not perfect at this by any means, but I can tell a difference when things are in order. And I know there's some people out there that think this makes me anal. It distracts me. It is, and it takes away from like what I'm trying to focus my energy and my time on. And so therefore it messes with my productivity, my creativity, and like everything. So when everything's just like in its place, it makes me a calmer person. The 6th thing is spending time without entertainment or distractions. We now live in this world where it's so easy to find something to entertain yourself with, whether it's like social media, TV shows, or talking to people. But it's incredible when you just remove all of that and you don't have anything that you have to think about. Yesterday, I was painting this lady's trim on her house, and I didn't listen to any music or any podcast, but I didn't have any sort of like entertainment or distractions. It was just me. It was just me, and all I had to do was paint. And so my mind had nothing I had to think about, and it was incredible. And I did this for 7 hours straight, and I came away from that just feeling refreshed almost, even though it was hard work. 7 is sticking to a schedule or routine. I never realized how much of an impact this one has until there isn't one. And recently there hasn't been one, and I've kind of it's been a little bit crazy. It's been a good challenge though, but I know I function better physically and mentally on a schedule. Things just go smoother, don't they? And there's something about knowing what you have to do that just, I don't know, just calms me. Number 8 is finding a creative outlet. I spend a lot of time making things. I make videos, I make blog posts, I write blog posts, I create courses. Like, I'm always making stuff, but for me, there's nothing quite like physically making things with my hands. For me, it's so important to find a creative outlet, and for me, that's making things with my hands. Number 9 is socializing in real life, face to face. I spend a lot of time socializing online and having great conversations, and I love it, but nothing can replace sitting down and having a in-person conversation with someone, especially when it's not about work, when you've spent your whole day working or whatever it may be. Yes, it's good to talk about those and you can bounce ideas off of each other, but when you can just talk about things outside of work or whatever it may be, that is just very nurturing, I suppose, to my soul. And one more thing to add to that one, socializing, especially when you work from home like me, there's a lot of days I spend a lot of time by myself. Yes, I have Michael and and I spend a lot of time with him, but there's something very necessary about the human nature to connect with other people. And finally, number 10 is not letting my days melt together. I can get in a rhythm from my schedule that I just talked about, how I enjoy so much, and your days can start to look eerily familiar. And when you try to like go back and look at the week, you can't remember what happened one day and what happened another day, and it kind of drives me insane. So doing things that I've already listed differentiate your days, but another thing I like to do is keep a gratitude journal, or it could just be a normal journal, and I like to pick out one moment or a series of moments from that day that really stood out to me and I was very thankful for, and why I was thankful for it and why it was so important. It has to be something beyond I was really productive with work today. And it can be something work related, like I had this really great idea about a new project I want to do, or I had a really great conversation with a client today. But when you start going through this process of picking out these details, you become more aware of them, you become more mindful. And so if I get to the end of the week and I look back and I'm like, I can't remember what I did that day, I know I need to put more focus during the day into being present and being aware and not just putting my head down and working. All right, guys, those are my 10 things that I do to help me keep sane on a regular basis. I'm curious, are there things on this list that you do? Are there other things you do? I'm always very curious to hear about that. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.